Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Up to the Real. I am Julien.
And I'm James.
And so we're going to talk about some movie news. I am taking personal time from my Kingdom Hearts campaign to finish these movie news, so you're welcome. I know you don't want to talk about it.
I was surprised we were here this week, to be honest. I was like, Julian's probably swimming in Destiny Island right now.
I was. But neither here, I have business to do, so we are here. So first thing we're going to talk about is this movie called Serenity. Never heard of it? I'm going to tell you about it. Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway are in this like post-apocalyptic world. It's a very January, February movie. What I mean by that is always during the turn of the year, if you're a movie studio that is trying to have a movie in January, February, most of the time that you don't think is going to do well in the box office, you shove them in there and you're just like, let's see how it goes. So Serenity was one of those movies. It made only about $4 to $9 million in the opening weekend.
I wonder how much the budget was.
I think it was like 20 million.
Oof.
So basically while we're talking about it is this is Anne Hathaway's first movie where it was this terrible in the box office. Like this is her worst opening weekend in her entire career.
I like McConaughey has just been putting out crappy movies.
He has been. The only thing is like Matthew McConaughey, he was in the Dark Tower. So, and you know how terrible the Dark Tower was.
He was in the Dark Tower?
He was the
That's the Idris Elba movie, right? I fight with my whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the main bad guy in that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Damn.
See, my point. So, yeah, the budget was $25 million. It only made 5.7 in the box office.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So it was very terrible. My Johnny and I wanted to look at it. It's about a fishing boat captain. Sorry, guys, it's not post-apocalyptic. Let me rephrase. It's a fishing boat captain who was approached by his ex-wife to murder her abusive new husband.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
That's out already? I saw a trailer for that. I think we saw the trailer of Broly, didn't we?
Yes, we did. My point.
That's already out now? Like garbage?
My point. 22% in Rotten Tomatoes.
I saw that trailer and I was like, man, I can't wait till this comes out later this year so I can see more trailers to understand what I'm watching. That trailer was confusing as hell. I didn't know what I was watching in that trailer.
And a lot of reviews say you're just as confused as in the movie.
I am going to say I'm glad that this movie also isn't about space because I'm pretty sure Serenity was the name of the Firefly movie.
It was the name of the Firefly movie.
And I was going to be like, they made another movie called Serenity in Space with McConaughey. Okay, this is still, wow. Damn.
My point, right?
And the thing is, you said it was $25 million budget? That's not even that big for a movie.
No.
Especially, like, they had a pretty big cast in there.
Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, and I think another big name I was just looking at.
I saw a couple names in the trailer.
Diane Lane, and a guy named Jeremy Strong who did some things here tonight. And then the director, Steve Knight, he did basically a couple of like indie movies, but this was like his first, like, not first, but this is like one of his bigger budget movies, and it only got $5 million back. That's bad.
I mean, overall, it'll probably make its money back and maybe break even, but
For
damn.
it to be opening weekend, do that? Yeah.
I mean, if you think, like, in between DVD sales and then, like, eventually, like, some people might go to see the movie, it might get up to $25 million overall at the end of things, but holy crap.
Holy crap. Exactly. Like, it's,
Whew.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad, son. That's bad.
Yeah. Well, in other news that might be good or bad, James Cameron's Avatar sequels 2 and 3 both recently finished filming.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the first one. People get on me all the time for that.
Like I said, I was onto you like how people felt about me when I finally was like, I haven't seen Titanic all the way through. But to be honest, like I said, it's a glorified Pocahontas movie.
Yeah.
Just with blue people, CGI.
So that's what I'm more wondering though, because the Pocahontas sequels that were straight to DVD weren't too good. So again, not having seen them, I kind of get the gist. Like, invaders come, he falls in love with native, blah blah blah. Where do they go from there to have 2 more sequels?
So the thing is the plot is like not over the place, it's just under wraps, but what I heard is this sequel is going to talk about like how basically, in the movie, long story short, he uses the avatar and he completely permanently
Becomes
stays,
a blue man, yeah.
Yeah, permanently stays the alien, the native people. And what happens is, in this one, is the kid, him and the girl that he falls in love with, they're kids. And basically what happens is some more humans try to come back and try to take over again. That's either that one or that basically another tribe is trying to attack them. One of the two doesn't make any sense, but again, this is James Cameron we're talking about. He's the guy who made Terminator and Terminator 2. So I'm kind of hopeful a little bit, but also at the same time, I'm also like, I hope it does well because he put over $1 billion in production with this movie. Yeah.
Calling out is trash. I don't know. I'm not going to see these movies. I can guarantee that right now. I didn't see the first one, especially after it left theaters, because I thought it was going to be very it's an experience more than anything else.
It was. It definitely was. I wouldn't watch it on TV anymore.
Now I'm like, I don't care, especially since I know it's like Pocahontas. Like it's whatever. I mean, it's like if you didn't see Titanic, it's like spoilers, the boat sinks. Like you know what happens still, so you don't really need to see it. I don't know. I think it was a weird decision waiting all this time and then filming both together. I mean, I guess if they would have started earlier and filmed the second one and then filmed the third one, like how most movies do,
yeah,
and had them kind of, because now is the Avatar hype train that hot for 2 and 3?
I mean, let's think about it. The movie came out in 2011. No, it came out in 2011 because I was in senior year in high school, and now we're talking about 8 years later. So, give you perspective, Terminator came out in 84. Terminator 2 didn't come out till 91.
That's not that far, though.
That's 7 years. See? 84, 91. And Avatar
2009.
2009.
10 years ago, and they just now finished filming. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be still probably another year or so out till the second one's done.
True.
So we might get that.
Well, they said it's supposed to come out in 2020, and the third one's coming out in 2021.
Also, I would probably argue that Terminator is a better movie than Avatar, not having even seen Avatar.
It is.
So, I mean...
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Avatar was, like I said, from what I could tell, was more of an experience where Terminator is just a good movie.
Right. It was an experience to see how 3D can be actually used in movies. So, I don't know. We'll see how Avatar 2 is now that 3D technology
Avatar
is
2 is going to be in VR. I'm calling it. God. Yep, that's how it's coming. VR is the future, baby. I'm done talking about what else we got, though.
Oh, speaking of movies we hope were good. So, XMen The Dark Phoenix had a test screening, third test screening, and nothing has changed.
Spoilers, it's trash.
I agree with you, but all right. So let me tell you the backstory of how this bombard has come happen. This movie was supposed to come out fall of 2018.
What did we see a trailer for that too at Broly? And
yeah.
It said it was supposed to be coming out
in February, and I told you.
And you looked at it you're like, that's not what the release date is.
I was like, the release date is in June now. So let's backtrack. It was supposed to come out fall of 2018. Mm-hmm. Had a test screening for it in the summer of 2018. Everybody hated it. So what happened is in fall, they were like, yeah, scratch that fall date. We're going to go all the way to February. We're going to get everybody back to do reshoots. We'll do reshoots. Did a test screening in November, bombed again. So when the new trailer came out, that's why you found out the date went from February all the way back to June, because they had to do some more crap and fix it up and edit it. Now we had last week another test screening, and everybody's just like, yeah, this shit's bad.
I mean, we talked about it on Speedrun. A rushed movie is a bad movie forever. A delayed movie could be good, but this
movie has been delayed 3 times.
It's almost like it's just bad.
And like I said, I think, no offense, unless Marvel does it, I don't think anybody can do the Dark Phoenix saga justice. I don't think so.
See, here's the worst thing though, because now once Marvel finally gets full rights to X-Men, we're probably gonna get another reboot of X-Men. That's the worst part of all this. And they're going to have to, because what they have right now is trash. Just throw that out and start fresh. But damn it, I don't want to do this again.
X-Men First Class was good. X-Men Days of Future Past arguably was the best one out of this new X-Men movies. Then X-Men Apocalypse was like...
horrendous.
It was disappointing, very disappointing. That's why I still haven't bought it on DVD. And then we have Dark Phoenix, the last one before everything moves over to Marvel. And it's like, if this is a bad outing, literally, I could definitely see Marvel being like they did with Spider-Man, which Amazing Spider-Man 2 definitely needed it. But it's just like, you have a phenomenal cast. Why can't you just utilize them?
And the thing is, like, I haven't liked any of the new X-Men movies. I thought Days of Future Past was definitely the coolest because you got to see, because it tied the old movies in together. Yeah. But I really didn't care for First Class that much as a lot of people did.
It was an interesting origin.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't need to see Charles Xavier getting shot by a stray bullet and getting paralyzed.
I mean, it's better than him getting a rock thrown on him for how he originally gets it in the comics.
But like, it's just so it's what I like about a lot of movies that have Batman now in it. They just show like a glimpse of like the whole crime alley thing. I don't need origin stories for characters that you've been showing me movies of for 2 decades now.
Very true.
Guess what? Jean Grey's the Phoenix. Oh. Like the Spider-Man movies do it well. Like especially like Into the Spider-Verse, how it's like, hey, we know you know. Here's images of it.
For those who don't know, here's the 30-second
But you all know, like, I don't need those freaking origins anymore. No one does, especially for characters that have been pumping out. X-Men especially. X-Men was one of the first movies, kind of like superhero movies that was popularized.
It was the very first popularized movie.
Like kind of franchise in a way.
Blade was, then Blade 2, then X-Men, but for very commercial, like for everybody to get their hands on was X-Men. You're right.
Because Blade was a franchise, but it was just different Blade adventures.
Yeah.
The story didn't necessarily matter from one to the other. Besides, this is Blade and this is his crew. Like,
whereas X-Men was like, this is a continuation story that we're gonna keep going. Right. And I don't. You're right. Do I needed another one? No. I hope Marvel, like I said, 20th Century Fox. I hate to put it this way, just push out the movie. This is your last hoorah. We're okay with it. We will know. We already know it's a terrible movie. Just push it out.
We'll clap when you walk out the door. Have a good day.
Exactly. We'll clap, and after that, we'll go about it and see how Marvel takes care of it. Now, Marvel, do like you did with Spider-Man. Don't give me another one of these origin stories. Just give me an X-Men movie, probably a different one, and we'll go from there. But last but not least,
we got a nice little, I guess, origin story. So it's Netflix, correct? Netflix is
no, not even Netflix. Nobody's picked it up yet.
Oh,
it's an independent movie that came out in Sundance this past weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so the new Zac Efron Ted Bundy flick is kind of getting a lot of beef on social media because people believe that because
they're romanticizing it,
handsome dude, they're romanticizing the character and kind of in a way sexualizing the character, making him seem attractive, which I don't agree to an extent with that, because here's the thing about Ted Bundy. The whole thing about him was he was just an average, like, okay, nice-looking dude who wasn't just a creepy serial killer. So it's supposed to be like, hey, yeah, someone like Zac Efron, that could be a serial killer. Either way, people are getting up in arms saying, like, oh, we shouldn't romanticize serial killers. I think it's a vocal minority, which is often the problem with the internet.
But these tweets, for me, have been blowing up on my feed for the last couple of days. And I agree with you. I think, because one tweet in Familiar that's been getting like 10,000 retweets and likes was the fact that, oh, well, it's funny how we're romanticizing, again, they try to make it racial. It was like a white serial killer, right? A white serial killer that's basically being crazy and things like that. And we're romanticizing the fact that he was that, whereas he was a cold-blooded killer. It's like, we love romanticizing white serial killers. It's like, let's pump the brakes on that real quick. I hate to put it this way. Let's pump the brakes. No offense. We've been romanticizing serial killers for quite a long time, if we're going to be blunt about it. We've been making movies. We've been making docuseries. Hell, Netflix got a show called You that romanticizes a borderline serial killer or a borderline psychopath that is stalking a girl, right?
Isn't 50 Shades of Grey kind of that similar aspect?
And 50 Shades of Grey does the exact same thing. And y'all are okay with
Dexter.
That. Right, that's what I'm saying. Y'all are okay with that. But as soon as somebody wants to portray Ted Bundy, how Ted Bundy was, all hands on deck. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you're mad. Like, and somebody tried to say that, you know, we need to protect the victims of Ted Bundy and all that. We shouldn't be romanticizing him. I hate to put it this way. I think you're doing the victims' families better justice on showing, hey,
They were deceived by this charismatic guy.
He wasn't this evil guy that literally was like, hey, I just want to go to the side. I just want to kill people. Ooh, I'm evil. I'm just gonna do this. No, like what you were saying, and this is why. Well, actually, I've been studying a lot of serial killers when I was in high school because I wanted to know. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because like my favorite slasher film was Michael Myers, right? And I love the idea of that Michael Myers was just pure evil, and that's why I love the Halloween franchise so much. So I went back to see where he got his like characters from. And then I realized that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre got his characters from an actual guy who used to cut up people and wear their faces before he went to jail and died in prison, right? And it's like I wanted to know why serial killers were what they were. And it's just like, how can a normal person just go and kill people just for the hell of it? And Ted Bundy was one of those guys I like sat there and just wanted to understand. And it's like, why is this dude killing people? And it's like, the thing is what's funny about Ted Bundy is, and this is what I want to watch a Netflix documentary about, is he was a narcissistic, charismatic, charming guy. That's why he had a girlfriend / wife that he had with kids, because his wife or his lover couldn't believe that Ted Bundy can go kill people.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it. And the thing is what people fail to realize is what Ted Bundy, literally, this dude was such charismatic. If you go look at the videos, this motherfucker literally, excuse my language, this dude really went and was like, hey, I'm gonna be my own lawyer because nobody knows how to defend me better than me, right? And he used to go in front of the judge like, prove I'm wrong. Like, prove to me that I actually killed these people.
And people were like, yeah, did he?
And literally for a while, why you think his custody went for so long and why he didn't get convicted for so long? And the funny thing and the scariest thing about it was he denied everything. And almost everybody in America believed him until the day he was on his deathbed. I mean, before he was getting electrocuted, he was like, oh, yeah, by the way, hours before my killing, I actually killed all those people. Oh, and by the way,
y'all missed some.
You missed some. Go find them while I'm dead. Bye, guys. Like, how much of an FU is that, right? And that's why I'm like, I want to see this movie more because if they play, because everybody's been saying that's the Zac Efron's portrayal of Ted Bundy. I want to see that because that's who Ted Bundy was. And I don't want people to be like, hey, boycott this movie because it's romanticizing him. Go watch the movie to understand how crazy Ted Bundy was.
Also, I think it's a really cool role for Zac Efron to take. That's probably one of my favorite things. Like, it's very out of his wheelhouse.
Out of his wheelhouse. And that's why I want to see it. And like, that's why I love it, to see what he can do with it. And the thing is like, watching him just made me realize like, this could be a pivoting role for him because he really acts like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Like he actually does, and that's what's scary about it. So like, I don't know. Like, I think everybody up in arms about it is a little too much, and I think this is what's giving the movie publicity. But like most people say, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
So like, people are probably gonna go watch it. It's scary that like people don't, like our generation thinks that he's being romanticized when it's like, guys.
I get it. We want to bang Zac Efron, all right? The millennial generation.
We love him since High School Musical. But let's be honest, the guy he's portraying is a evil and criminal mastermind. But there was a reason why he was able to kill 30 plus women. It's because of what Zac Efron is going to portray in this movie. Yep. So it's just going to be interesting. And for that, we're going to go from what movies are coming out this week. Y'all missed it. Last week, Miss Bala didn't come out. It comes out this weekend. So Miss Bala comes out this weekend in this movie called Velvet Buzzsaw. With Jake Gyllenhaal. That comes out on Netflix on the 1st as well.
Same writer as Nightcrawler.
Yep, same writer and director. So
that's gonna be dope.
We got 2 movies coming out, so don't forget to watch those. Well, tell us what you think about this Ted Bundy situation. Do you agree that we should portray Ted Bundy as Ted Bundy, or should we just fictionalize how Ted Bundy's personalities was? Tell us what your comments were, or don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't, tell your friends. Anything else, James?
No, I mean, we're, as you said earlier, we're in the January, February lull. So a lot of news is going to be about future movies and probably nothing good about any current movies for a while.
Unfortunately. So yeah, tell us what you think, guys. And but from all of us here at Stage 3 guys, thanks for joining us and stay tuned.